Hi everybody, Rich here with Black River Paranormal Investigations, and it's Sunday, August 29th, and I thought I'd come down here to a cemetery in my hometown called Ridgelawn that is pretty big and very old. The founder of our city and his family is buried here. A lot of early 1800s Civil War vets. There's a whole section devoted to Civil War vets with a monument. This is Elyria, Ohio. So I came down here today. I was going to try to do some voice conversations with some spirits with my spirit box. And I had my K meter going, and I had really just set up. I got about 5 minutes of video set up on a gravesite, trying to make contact, and it started raining. Severe lightning. There was a big thunder crack. If I post that video, you'd hear it. I'm sure of that. But I came here because back in 2019, me and my now ex-girlfriend came in here. I was carrying a camcorder that was altered for night vision. Excellent camera, picks up. I got it at Ghost Stop, and with the proper infrared lighting, IR lighting, you can really reach out there really good. Well, we came here and we was wandering around. We came in a day and kind of got a feel for the place. And then we came back in at midnight, and she walked up to a tomb, gravesite if you will, where there was a guy, and he'd had 2 wives, and they're all buried in the same family plot. I was walking, she was walking, she stopped. I really didn't notice that she had stopped, and I made it about 3 more rows down the line, if you will. I turned around to see where she was at, and I seen she was already talking. She had a K2 meter. I think she had the Mel meter in her hand as well. I decided to make a circle around, so I'm videoing the whole time, and I make this big circle around, and I come up behind her, and from what we gathered from the K2 meter lights going off and stuff, she was talking to Mary, who died in 1823. She was the first wife. She had 2 kids. And that conversation probably went on 15, 20 minutes. And I'm right over her shoulder, basically trying to show the Mel meter move in and the lights on the K2 meter swinging at certain answers and stuff. And after like 15, 20 minutes, we start to walk away, and we got like maybe a half a row. You know, we was almost in the next row over of lined up tombstones. And I said to her, that was an excellent reading. And she was talking about how excited she was. Couldn't wait to play that back on the laptop and check that footage out. Well, we went on down. We stayed in the cemetery about another hour and a half, and we went down to the founder, and we made our way around, and we was here for about 3 hours total. So we get home. It's like 3:30 in the morning, and we pop the memory card in the laptop, and we start playing, and we get to the point in the video where, here I am, and I've passed her up, right? I got this handy cam, if you will. And I turn around and I got her on video. She's talking. And then I make my way around and come in behind her. I get right over her shoulder. There's like one little shot of the K2 meter. And the next thing on video is us walking away and me saying, that was an excellent reading. We got what they call in the industry ghosted. Sometimes the spirits will use the power from your batteries of your electronic equipment for energy to communicate with you. And so we got absolutely nothing of any of that reading. Gotta put my windows up here real quick. It's starting to rain pretty heavy. But so we always plan to come back. And if we do ever come back and we try to make contact with Mary again, I planned on setting up like multiple, probably like 3 infrared altered full spectrum GoPros that I have, and I was going to set them around, all aiming at the tombstone and my ex-girlfriend. And then I was probably going to try holding the handy cam again. We always had plans to come back and try to do that, but life ticks away on you. Been a couple years, we haven't done it yet. Don't know if we ever will. I was going to go there today, here in the daylight, and see if I could get any type of K2 meter action there again. There's no power here in this cemetery. It's old, so there's no overline power lines or anything like that to cause any electrical interference. We don't usually have our cell phones on when we do that, because we don't want anybody to like text us or anything to get the chiming dings on our videos. And we wouldn't want maybe a possibility of the power from the cell phones somehow interfering with the electrical field of the K2 meter. So we usually just leave those off in our pocket for an emergency, but that's the story. I can try to give you guys maybe a little bit of a panoramic view here of this cemetery. Let me see if I can do something with this. Hang on. Should have switched. Well, so that's just part of the cemetery. There's a section behind me back there, and it runs way back up in there and way back over there in the corner. So that was just maybe half of how big this place is. But it's interesting because there's a lot of 1800s. Like, there's people in here that were buried in like 1807, 1809. So it's definitely got a lot of old stuff in it. Some of the tombstones that are from like early 1800s are in immaculate condition. And of course there's some that aren't. Some you can't read. Some are laying over on the ground where they've broke or something. I wish I could start a charity to go around and pay to somehow have these older tombstones fixed. And there's a lot of mausoleums in here. There's one. I looked in the door. It has a glass door. And most of the mausoleums in here, you peek in and you can't see the caskets. They're in a wall, almost like, a crypt, if you will. So you're in the wall and it's got the name on a plate. But this one is absolutely stacked full of wooden boxes, and you can see them stacked right on top of each other. I'm going to assume that's probably a family plot. Everybody's in the same family maybe. But that was quite a sight to see. You look in there and these are very old wooden boxes, and they're 4 or 5 high, and they run across this thing like 4 wide. So definitely 20 plus bodies in there, I guess. Anyway, that's what I was doing today. I don't think I got anything good over there at the bath tomb, as I was running my spirit box on FM, and I don't think I got any definitive answers to anything I asked, but I might post it anyway, just as a, hey, not all hunts are successful video or something. We'll see. I'll have to play it back and see what I got. A lot of times when you're doing it, you don't hear things, and when you play it back and you're listening, then you're like, oh, he answered me. But anyway, that's what's going on here today. A very muggy, hot Sunday, August 29th in northern Ohio. Just playing with some ghost equipment, see if we could get lucky. Till next time, peace out.